Well, welcome to the 7th episode of our Drive Chat series. And today we have the opportunity of talking with Stacey Wright, the operations manager from ChaufHER. We've just come from launching ChaufHER at our Women with Drive event, and we see this as another exciting MasterDrive adventure. Anything we do is an adventure of MasterDrive. Please, Stacey, tell us a little bit about ChaufHER.
So ChaufHER is a woman-for-woman ride-hail platform. It is looking to the safety and the provision of employment for women in South Africa.
Okay. Do you do this on your own, or are there other people involved with you?
We're a small team. Mainly my sister, she came up with this idea, and her husband Greg, and we've worked together since about 2017. Came up with the idea, looking for somebody to transport small children when she wasn't able, and then through conversation with friends and family, we realized that there really was a gap in the market for something to provide that security that mothers particularly needed at that stage.
You know, Stacey, I appreciate knowing a little bit about the history of ChaufHER. You started this just before COVID. Clearly, COVID was a hindrance. I trust that you would have wanted to get some impetus before then. But tell us a little bit about the progress. What are the number of drivers that you've been brought on so far? And share some of those demographics, please.
So we're pretty prevalent in both the Western Cape and Gauteng, and probably between the two, we've got almost 1,200 drivers who've expressed an interest to drive with us. Obviously, there's been some wastage, for a better word, along the way. I mean, 2017, it has been quite a long journey. But surprisingly, a large number of drivers have stayed with us. They've encouraged us to continue. They're looking for that platform to help them earn an income. And the journey's been, it's been an interesting one. We've met some extremely interesting people along the way, and we've met people like you, MasterDrive, who really helped us define what it is that we want to do, what we want to do for our drivers and what we want to do for our passengers. And then our drivers and passengers have informed us along the way as well. So yes, as you said, COVID was a hindrance. But, everything happens for a reason, and actually we look at it as a positive. It's given us a little bit longer to make sure that the product we bring to market hopefully fulfills the needs of both our drivers and our passengers.
Okay. There was an interesting statistic that was shared with me, and I'd love the audience who are listening to reflect on this. Roughly 25% of those people that have come on board as potential drivers don't have vehicles. Isn't it amazing that there are people who want to work but don't necessarily have the means? And my thought here, and you can help me if I'm incorrect, is that there should be organizations out there that should see this as an opportunity to empower those women. What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. I mean, it's really sad. There are so many women, particularly who have a driver's license for whatever reason. They see an opportunity here, but they don't have a vehicle. And there are hopefully companies out there who will listen to this today and go, here's an opportunity for us. Here's an opportunity to empower women across the board, give them a helping hand. And these are single moms, newly qualified students, and people who've been working and are now out of jobs. But they want, they need that ability to earn their own income. And they can't do that in the corporate world.
As I understand it, there's many women out there, and this is the research that's shown from your side, that need to do this in between other things. They're mothers. They've got other things to do. So clearly, the affordability of paying for a lease, unless you're doing this full time, is a bit of a challenge. But let's just talk to where you are now. Tell us, are you live? What is the situation? How would people book? And what are the centers that we're working in?
Okay, so the apps have been, as of this week actually, they've been accepted on both the Apple and Play stores. But going live or launching has proved in the past to be probably not the right term. It's more of an introduction. When we do go live, it's going to be a slow process. It will be an invitation initially. We want to make sure that we have enough drivers to match the demand of passengers. We don't want to go down the road of the other e-hailing companies. We want happy people, and we want to provide a product that our passengers feel that they've got a grasp on.
Okay, so Stacey, there's so many other ride-hail companies out there, and I'll go into just now what differentiates ChaufHER from others. But why women for women?
Because there are a lot of women out there who are terribly afraid, and not just slightly afraid, but terribly afraid to get into a vehicle with a man. And I've done it in the past. I don't necessarily have the fear, but I speak to customers. We've been running a pre-booking service, and I speak to customers all the time who've had bad experiences, not necessarily in an e-hailing or in a taxi environment, but they want to have a woman driver. And then we have the women drivers who've had horrific experiences with men in their cabs or in their cars, and they only want to drive women. So we answer that call basically, and I get it all the time. It's the same story. It's not a different story. People are so excited that we're coming. Women are so excited that we're coming, and especially for their children.
Well, this month is a great month to launch it, isn't it? What happens in the unique situation that a man wants to? I prefer flying with a woman pilot. I've done it in Impala, and I've done it in a plane up in Namibia. So because I believe that they are safer. What about men who want to use ChaufHER?
Well, men unfortunately can't book. I say unfortunately for the man, but they can't book through the platform. We have a couple of checks in place that prevent that. But if their wife, sister, cousin books for them and they're standing there, the driver it's their business. They have the opportunity to carry that passenger if they want. But we would never require our drivers to carry a man. They have the choice, and they can turn up at the location and cancel the ride. They do need to let us know why, so the passenger does have some recourse.
Thank you very much for that, Stacey. Last point that I'd like you to share with us is that, Xerox became a name for photocopiers, even though there was other brands. So is there not the danger that you're just going to be seen, oh, there's another Uber? What makes ChaufHER different to Uber, Bolt, and the other ride-hailing services out there, in your opinion?
Well, I think it's the care for our drivers. Our drivers are not just a number. Our onboarding manager has a phenomenal memory. She knows them all. She knows all the conversations she's had with them. So hopefully that will continue. The other people, as we grow the team, will have that same ability. But even if they don't, we want it to be a personal service, both to the passenger and the driver. And I think, without saying anything negative about any of the other e-hailing companies, that's not what they're there for. It's very hard to get hold of them. There's nobody to speak to. And we would like to make sure that we have that still maintain that personal touch, even though we're just a platform.
Clearly, I have a vested interest in your success because those are the people we train. In conclusion, what message would you like to share with viewers? And this is on top of my following request. If there are any lady drivers out there who would like to register and participate in this innovative program, they must please feel free to contact ChaufHER. And I encourage any woman who have had bad experiences with the likes of other ride-hailing companies that this is an opportunity to feel safe on the road again. Concluding comments, please, Stacey.
Well, we would like to welcome all women, both on the driver side and on the passenger side, and notwithstanding their children as well. This is a platform for children too. We're very approachable. Safety is our key word. It's how we've built our company. It's what we think of from every time we have to make a new decision. How safe is a driver? How safe is a passenger? And that's why we have partnered with the likes of Eugene, MasterDrive, evaluating our drivers to make sure that they are safe. Our drivers will feel like they've gone through a process, that they're worthwhile. And if they feel worthwhile, then the passengers will feel safe and secure in their vehicles. And come and join us, really. That's all I want to say.
Stacey, to you, Danielle, and the others on the team, we wish you the very best for the rest of this year. We trust that by the time we speak again, we probably will have about 5,000 drivers, and then you'll have tenfold that by way of riders. That, folks, was Stacey Wright, the Operations Manager for ChaufHER. Thank you very much for joining us, Stacey. We appreciate it, and all the best.
Thanks for having me, Eugene. Really nice to chat.